Welcome, weary traveler. Come, take a seat by the fire. Today, we aren't just looking at cold data or modern history. Instead, we're stepping right into an ancient, immersive legend. In this explainer, we're journeying into a story that is, quite literally, beyond time. Drawn from the ancient text, we're going to explore a magnificent nested narrative where cosmic chaos, profound grief, and divine intervention all magically coalesce to birth the very concept of human art.
You know, the old storyteller Southey once said something beautiful to a friend in the Naimisha forest. He said, "If you would hear it, listen to Ramayana as it happened." And that brilliantly sets up our story within a story structure. We're learning this tale exactly as it was passed down through a magical oral tradition. It's a legend that literally kept heroes alive simply by the act of being spoken out loud on Earth. So this isn't just information, right? It's an experience. Okay, let's dive into this first part, the birth of poetry, and how cosmic chaos birthed human art. So, let's zoom in on the first layer of our narrative and meet the world's very first poet, a man named Valmiki. Now, before him, according to the ancient text, there was absolutely no poetry on Earth. And to understand this guy, you have to picture this incredibly bizarre scene. Valmiki was searching for happiness, couldn't find any, and basically retreated to the forest. He sat there, so incredibly still, lost in contemplation for thousands of years, that white ants actually built a massive anthill completely over his body. No way, right? He only broke free from this hardened dirt shell because the heavenly sage Narada flew down and urged him to get up. See, the innocent and heavily pregnant Queen Sita was about to be abandoned in the forest, and Valmiki needed to snap out of it to rescue her and give her sanctuary. Well, Valmiki does rescue Sita. Afterward, he's washing off literally thousands of years of anthill dust in the Ganga River. He sits back against a stone and just gazes up into the trees. Up there, two small white water birds are perched together. The male is singing beautifully to his mate, and then suddenly, a hunter's arrow strikes the singing bird. He falls thrashing on the ground, blood staining those pure white feathers, and the dead bird's mate just cries out in this profound, shattering heartbreak. Witnessing this senseless tragedy just completely destroys Valmiki's quiet worldview. His heart is pounding, and in a moment of pure, unadulterated anguish, he shouts a curse at the hunter. "You will find no rest for the long years of eternity, for you killed a bird in love and unsuspecting." The hunter takes off, totally terrified. But what Valmiki realizes days later is that his spontaneous words of grief had miraculously fallen into a perfect, repeatable musical meter. And so what does this all mean? Well, Lord Brahma himself, the creator of the worlds, actually appears to explain it to him. The world's first verse wasn't born from joy. It was born from pity, love, and compassion for a tiny bird. And herein lies a really profound truth for us. Human art, storytelling, and measured verse were actually born as tools to process deep grief and cosmic injustice. Brahma then commands Valmiki to use this brand new discovery of poetry to write the epic story of Rama. Which brings us to part 2, A Ruined Heaven and the Battle Above. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the stories layer together. Valmiki honors Brahma's command, composes the poem, and teaches it to Queen Sita's newly born twin sons, Kushat and Lava. And as the twins sing the poem for King Rama, we sort of fall backwards through time, back to the days of old King Dashratha's fire sacrifice. But to understand what's happening down on Earth, we first have to look at the massive battle raging above. Imagine the stark contrast here. On one side, you have Indra's heaven as it used to be, beautiful golden streets, the lush Nandana pleasure garden, just absolute paradise. But then you look at its current devastated state. The demon king Ravana and his Rakshasa forces have utterly crushed it. Those golden streets, they're littered with slain gods. The palaces are broken stones, and the heavenly river is literally running red with blood. The gods have been totally defeated. I mean, just imagine the absolute emotional devastation of Indra, the Lord of Lightnings. This is a king who has lost everything. His fine robes are burnt and torn, his chest is covered in dried blood. And driven by pure, desperate frustration, he flies right up to Brahma's high heaven, grabs a chunk of shattered adamant, and just hurls it straight through the golden jade bars of Brahma's biggest window. He marches right in, demanding answers from the creator of the universe, totally furious that a monster has been made invulnerable. So, how they fix this? That's part 3, the cosmic solution and the loophole of destiny. So, we move from Indra's explosive rage to Brahma's incredibly calm revelation. Brahma freely admits that granting the demon king his power was kinda just an elusive impulse. Oops, But he also reveals that there's a loophole in destiny, playing out in 3 fatal steps. First, Ravana demanded to be unslayable by every creature of heaven and the underworlds. Second, Rama, bound by cosmic law, had to grant it. But the third step, and the crucial point here, is where Ravana's own arrogance becomes his fatal flaw. In his disdain, he completely forgot to ask for protection against mortal men and animals. I mean, he eats men, right? Why on earth would he fear them?
Realizing this amazing loophole, Indra goes straight to the Supreme Lord Narayana, the Lord Vishnu, basically begging him in total desperation, empty your dark hands, descend into the borrowed and fanciful world of men, become Dasharatha's 4 sons. Indra is literally pleading with the great soul of the universe to shed his invincible heavenly weapons, step right out of eternity, and take on the vulnerable, bleeding form of human flesh, all just to bypass Ravana's invulnerability.
And that takes us down to earth for part 4, the Princess of Ayodhya and the Incarnation.
Narayana agrees. We will go down, he says. So down in the earthly realm, in the bright city of Ayodhya, old King Dasaratha's priest, Vashishta, is pouring liquid butter into a sacrificial fire, chanting spells to draw the gods down. Suddenly, they hear this fierce clang of metal from the sky, a crash like a falling tree, and they catch the overwhelming, sudden scent of lotuses. Then, a giant black man covered in dark lion's hair rises directly out of the roaring sacrificial fire. It's incredible. He glares at the king and hands him a steaming golden bowl with a silver cover. Inside is magical rice and milk, the fiery seed of the gods, ready to be born as human princes. King Dasharatha feeds this magical rice to his 3 queens. And sure enough, 4 miraculous sons are born. The eldest, of course, is Rama. And this brilliantly illustrates just how alien and magnificent this incarnation was. Rama possesses cool, soft green skin that literally repels dust, dark green wavy hair, 40 white teeth shaped exactly like pomegranate seeds, flat feet stamped with the cosmic wheels of Dharma, and breath that smells of lotuses. He is quite literally a god crammed into a mortal vessel, accompanied by his 3 vibrant brothers, the golden Lakshmana, the fiery red Bharata, and the dark blue Satrughna.
When these 4 extraordinary princes turn 16, a rugged recluse named Vishwamitra emerges from the pathless forest. He walks into the safety of the city with a chilling request. The demons are destroying the world, and he needs help. So I leave you, my fellow travelers, with a lingering question to ponder by the fire. Knowing the massive cosmic stakes, knowing the total devastation of heaven, and knowing the impossible miracle of these children, will the old King Dasaratha really risk his beloved, miraculous sons for the fate of the worlds? That, my friends, is where the true adventure begins. Until next time, keep seeking the stories beyond time.